Hey, Neil here, and in today's video, what I want to talk about is capping your frequencies. Basically, I'm going to be explaining why frequency capping is important, how to set it up, and what are some of the metrics that you should look for. But before I get into this video, I want to make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel. Obviously, it means a ton to us because we are putting out so much content. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so, and let's jump into the video. So what is frequency capping? Well, before we jump into it, I want to make sure everybody is on the same page and they know what we're talking about. So there's two types of frequency capping when it comes to YouTube ads. One is with impression capping and the second is with view capping. And both of these mean different things. So what are the differences? Well, an impression is basically when somebody watches your ad and doesn't interact with it. And what YouTube counts as a view instead of an impression is when somebody watches either 30 seconds of an in-stream ad or interacts with it by clicking on the ad. Those are the two differences when it comes to impressions and views. The number one reason we want to introduce capping in our campaigns is so we don't overserve our ads, so that the same person doesn't see our ad over and over and over, especially if they are not likely to convert. And this can happen both with impressions and views. With impressions, it's even more critical because this is someone that hasn't interacted with your ad, so they're going to be less likely to convert than somebody that has viewed your ad. And the basic gist is you really don't want to be annoying your potential customers or the marketplace by bombarding them with your ads over and over. What are the common metrics that we recommend? Well, this is going to be dependent on how many campaigns and how many of the same ads that you are targeting. So if you're using the same ad over and over in multiple campaigns, obviously this is going to skew. But these are the few general rules that we would like you to stick to. The general rule of thumb that we like to stick to for impressions for one single ad that's being run only in one campaign is about 2 to 4 impressions per week. Now, obviously this number can lower, especially if you are running multiple campaigns with the same ad. The reason being, you don't want a potential customer watching the same ad over and over, especially if all they're doing is skipping the ad. For views, we try to limit that to 2 views per week on a campaign. Now, these are just rules of thumb and they do apply to cold campaigns. If you are running remarketing campaigns with people that have either subscribed to your channel on YouTube or they're part of your email list or something like that, obviously you can crank the frequencies up. These are people that have interacted with your business. Obviously, you're going to be remarketing them. So there's less likelihood that you're going to be annoying them over and over with your ads. So that is kind of the sweet spot where we found with cold traffic. Obviously with frequencies, there is a point of diminishing returns. Yes, I understand that you need multiple points of contacts to make a conversion, but there is a point of diminishing return. For most people, that's going to lie between the 2 to 4 impressions or 2 to 3 views per week range. Now, let's jump into the computer so I can teach you exactly how you can go and set up these frequency caps when you're setting up campaigns. So we're now inside AdWords and we're just going to be setting up a easy campaign completely from scratch, and I'll show you guys exactly how to set up the frequency capping. So we just want a simple campaign, nothing super fancy here, and just from the basics. And I won't fill in anything here just because that's not what this video is about. So when you are setting up a brand new campaign inside AdWords, where you target your frequency capping is going to be right here. It's right below the ad extensions, the site link extensions. So you want to go down here to additional settings, and that's where you'll have this little tab that says frequency capping. And you want to be capping both impressions and views, right? Like we mentioned. So I like to change it per week. And then what you want to do is basically 4 impressions per week. That's what we said is a good number. And then 2 views per week. And I want to do that as well. And then boom. Okay, now this is perfectly set up. And then you go about setting up the campaign as you would normally. And really, it is that simple. So make sure that when you guys are setting up campaigns, you are capping them just so they don't overserve and you're not wasting money showing your ads to people that have already been fatigued with your ad. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you guys got a ton out of it. Make sure you guys like this video if you found it useful and you are subscribed to the channel, because it does mean a lot to us. With this, I'll see you guys in the next video.